Yes, sir. It's your boy B Hayes. We back with another one, guys. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So AMC, GME, AMC secret plan, guys. So in this video, I'm gonna share my opinion exactly what I believe is going to happen or what could possibly happen in the mix of everything that's been going on, everything that transpired with AMC, GME, meme stock frenzy. So let's go ahead and jump right into it, guys, because Griffin has been making headlines. His name has been everywhere, all the way down from donating so many millions and millions of dollars, from moving this headquarters from Chicago to Miami to a 10x real estate investment. You know the real estate property down in Miami, 10x the cost what he was paying in Chicago. We know that King Griffin has been in the headlines for the AMC and GME situation. We also know he been in the headlines for, all the charitable deeds that he been doing. And most recently, what had caught my attention was him in the headlines with Elon Musk. Him giving up $20 million, not giving it up like that, but investing $20 million into Twitter as part of one of Elon Musk's investors. So we know Elon Musk have multiple investors that's coming in on that play, $44 billion play with him on Twitter. He have Sequoia Capital, he have Ken Griffin, and a few other entities and individuals. So let's go ahead and take a look at it, guys, and go ahead and get into my opinion. But before we do so, we'll get a quick update on AMC. So as we know, in the past week, AMC had added $134 million to his market cap, guys. And we also know that big time investors has been loading the boat on AMC while it's being back down to its, day one levels, that $5, $6, $7 territory. That's all the way back from the start. So also, we got right here, AMC stock bar fees raises as a yellow flag for short sellers. So current bar fee rate for AMC stock indicate that demand from short sellers is still very high. Brokerage firms charge fees to investors who wish to borrow shares to sell short. Borrowing fees rates are determined by supply and demand, plus some other factors. AMC borrow fee rate also are currently higher, so short sellers must have extra confidence that the stock will fall for the fees to be worth it. So as we know, guys, AMC, ain't going to do too much falling from here, being for the fact that we already know where the bottom is. That's the beautiful thing about going long. The bottom is $0.00. I don't believe AMC is going to be just disappear in thin air and go bankrupt like that, especially being for the fact that their peers, their competitors, is in that position to go bankrupt and now make AMC more superior. They'll be the only movie theater chain left standing in America at the end. And think about all the business clients. Imagine being a kingpin in the streets, and three other kingpins. All three of those kingpins get locked up and have to do life. Now, guess where all their clientele got to go to? Because there ain't no more big dogs that can serve the type of supply that everybody else wants. So they're going to have to go to this one kingpin that's left. Now, all their clientele is going to him. Same thing for AMC. All the clientele is about to go to them. And they have $1 billion cash to keep them afloat that can last them the next few years. And in the meantime of that, they have all the different, they got the money to leverage now to make different investments to also outside of AMC in the movie theater business to help give them more capital to sustain the business model even longer until things get back, in the favor of people going, enjoying life more. Because the movie business, I believe, is going to stay around for quite some time, being for the fact that, I'm a person that don't even like to spend unnecessary money. And even I like to still go to the movies just to get the experience, to see it on the big screen, to eat my popcorn, just the vibe. I like going to the movies whenever I do. So anyways, I do believe, AMC is going to come out with crazy business ideas to help continue to boost the business model for AMC. Now back to Ken Griffin and what's been going on, guys. So Ken Griffin has said he will be putting up $20 million with Elon for Twitter. Ken Griffin is worth about $29.5 billion. That's his net worth now. That's not, he got 3x more than this man. Probably got $100 billion if that's what his net worth say. So we know that ain't nothing but 0.01% of his total net worth, that $20 million. That's like, a couple bucks to him. That's nothing. And also we know that Ken Griffin has been on a rampage of donating funds. He's been donating all this money, I believe, in order to save money, because who in their right mind lose the most money in their career and then turn around and give away the most money in their career in the same sentence? You know, Ken Griffin has, you know, the AMC GME situation has became one of the worst situations for their company and for their family. And how I know that is because Ken Griffin and his family, the whole firm was in-house. It was family business, 100% owned by them, until AMC and GME retail investors came in and shot the stock price up, and they had to, you know, go scrambling. They had to sell off a portion of their company in order to get liquidity, in order to continue to, you know, hold out those positions instead of covering and taking that crazy L. And so, as we know, that's when the buy button and all that crazy stuff happening. We know it's a scam. They actually, you know, couldn't do nothing else. They got to this point in situation to where we actually won. And it wasn't nothing else they could do unless they really broke all the rules. And just said, bump it. Like, they were just sitting like, man, I know they was thinking, like, should we do it? Like, what is they going to think of us? What the backlash? What's going to happen? But it's like, we got to. We was about to lose every single dime we worked for. And that's exactly what's about to happen, guys. I mean, of course, when you got that much power, money, and fame, you can have leverage. Like, it's hard to lose every single thing. Of course, they'll still have access to a couple $1 million, a few $1 million. But what I mean lose by everything, I'm talking about, you know, that they would have practically wanted to kill themselves. We seen what happened with the Bed Bath & Beyond CEO or hierarchy. I don't know if he exactly was a CEO or just high up in management. But we seen exactly what happened to him, right? Imagine what Ken Griffin would have did if he would have lost $29 billion. Because that's, when you shorting, going against big dogs like retail investors that done smarten up, that's what could possibly happen. So now he is on a rampage of giving all this money back. You giving all this money back in the mix of you losing the most money and having to sell off a portion of your company? Make it make sense. And then this the thing. Whenever you on that end of the spectrum, you get tax write-offs for giving out that money. You get tax write-offs for business purposes. So whenever he moved his headquarters from Chicago to Miami, all this time back full circle to what I'm talking about now, that's a business tax write-off. He trying to spend the most money and give away the most money that he possibly can, and then on the back end kind of rig it up and lie about how much he gave away. He'll end up saying he only gave away $10 million, but he'll end up saying on his tax write-off he gave away $200 million, and then setting it up perfectly to look like it. Because you probably think, how he gonna do that? They know how to make it look like what it ain't. For example, if I say I went to the hood today as a rapper and I gave away $100,000 to all the kids in the hood and made a video, they just going by that receipt, that video, and then me in the video showing that I gave 100 people about $1,000. They don't know if it's exactly $1,000, but it looked like $1,000. Really only gave away 10 bands, but I said I gave away 100. Same thing what he doing in a nutshell. So that being said, guys, what he trying to do is build relationships and also give a lot of donations to make himself look more better. If things does come down, falling, crashing on him, he got all this stuff to fall back on. One of the world's most powerful man on his side now by putting that 20 million. You know, some people do things as little gestures to help, so you can get help, so they can help you on the back end. He getting that relationship with Elon, giving that 20 million up, because Elon the world richest man. He has power and influence. He know him. He on his side. Plus Ken Griffin is already that guy. He got power and influence, that guy. But he is in a tough situation. And with the big dogs already knowing what the smaller dogs is doing, they just, whenever you make a mistake and mess up like that, they like, oh, somebody got to take the consequences. And it ain't going to be us. That's what the big dogs going to say, the feds or government, because they know what these guys is doing. They all sleeping in bed together. What I mean by sleeping in bed together is not literally, or maybe they is, because we know they funny too, but they all talking amongst one another. They know what's going on. They know it's been going on. This the real crime and gangsters right here. But they doing it in a smart way. People of my skin color, they go out here, risk their life for 20, 30 years of selling something that I barely see any of them make 6 figures, and damn near never 7 figures. And then you got these other people that's more smarter, where they do crime, they make millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, and when they get caught, it's like a white collar crime. It's like a crime on a scale to where, they didn't go out and shoot nobody or rob and guns and all that type stuff. They just did it with type of internet stuff. So their time is gonna be different. They'll just get 2-3 years for for messing over millions of dollars, when these guys just playing with a couple $1,000 and getting 30 years. So they playing a different game. So you already know, man, that's my take on it. I do feel like Ken Griffin is, you know, something big is going to happen out of this situation. Something got to happen. Something got to give, because it could possibly just disappear in thin air. But I don't believe retail investors, there's too many of them, and it's also too many people with influence that's actually on our side. Like the world is bad, it's messed up, but it's still good people out here, guys. So you already know what to do, man. Add your boy on Instagram at the B Hayes Show. I love y'all. Watch out for spam and all that good stuff, and we gone.